Hey guys, so hanging out in the garage here today, doing some more work on the KLR. A couple of videos ago I did a video on checking valves, and when I put the top cover back on, one of the bolts stripped out. I was using a torque wrench. The spec called for 5.8 pounds of torque, and before it got there it stripped out. So that was about a week ago, and what I'm doing today is two things. I'm going to replace that, I'm going to helicoil that thread and retap it and helicoil it. And this is also going to be a response to Heartland Dual Sport, in response to a meet and greet video that he did. Wanting to get to know some other moto vloggers and about us and things like that. So while I'm telling you about Lowly Stewart, I'll retap that thread and stick a helicoil in there. So a little bit about me. I am a fairly new rider. I just started riding in May of 2015. Is when I bought this bike here, and I bought it for $3,600, and it had boy, what did it have on it? It had the pivot pegs on it. It had the Pro Taper handlebars. It had heated grips. It had the Moose Racing kind of hand guards. It had, I think that was about it. That was all the additions that it had. Other than that, it was stock. And last summer, I put quite a bit into it. I set it up the way I think, I feel like it should be set up. So I put on the crash bars. It's a kit from Happy Trails, and I did an install video on that. It comes with the skid plate, the highway pegs, and the crash bars in the front. And then I also put on the SL racks in the back. SL stands for soft luggage. I don't know if I did an install video on that. It's only 2 bolts, so it's not really much to it. So I may have skipped that, but I put those on to push my saddlebags out. I got some, I think that's pronounced Sedici saddlebags from Cycle Gear, and just throwing them on the bike, they advertise them as being melt proof, but they melted, and so I put the SL racks on to push those out a bit, and now I don't have an issue. So saddlebags are fine now. I put this back luggage case on here. It is what is the name of it? I forget the name of this. Oh, it's an MGO. I did an install video on that as well, and it's been a great case. I did break one of the pieces that holds it on, but it still stays on, so we're good. One of these days I might lose it and everything in it, who knows. But that's been a good case, and I like it, and it leaves enough room for a passenger to ride on the back, so that's good. I know this video is supposed to be about me, but I'm just kind of I'm going over the bike here real quick and what all I did to it in the first season. So and then I put the cramp buster on. I put the rally kit, Happy Trails rally kit on that lifts the windshield out. I put the center stand on. That is a must-have. And I think that's about it. I don't know that I've done much else to it. So, more about me though. This season I put on 7,500 miles on this bike, so I gained a lot of experience. 80% of that was on dirt. Tons of fun this summer, or last summer, and I really felt like the difference from the first time I touched dirt to the last trip at the end of the season was huge. I think my my average speed was probably like 15 when I started, and at the end of the season I didn't have a problem doing 60 on dirt if it's nice flat straightaway. What got me into motorcycles and dual sport is I'm kind of a preparedness guy. I guess you could call me a prepper, but I'm not a doomsday type of guy. I'm not worried about whatever it is that may happen. I don't see something like Yellowstone might erupt and freak out and think that that's going to happen and plan my whole life around it. It doesn't really matter what happens. I just like to be prepared for life in general, and I think that's a good thing. I think it's wise to just be prepared for whatever situation you think may possibly occur. It doesn't really matter what it is. So that is my real passion, and what got me into dual sport is the fact that it's such a versatile vehicle. And I can go anywhere with it, except for, of course, single track. It's a big bike, single track. I have done a little bit of single track on it, but not much. It's just the bike is just too big for that, and you need something lighter for the single track stuff. But pretty much I can go anywhere on this, and I like that about it. In the event I needed to leave town or something like that, and everyone else was leaving town too at the same time, and I was stuck, I could hop on the KLR and weave through traffic and hit the dirt. And I've gotten pretty familiar with the trails around the area and how to get out of here without taking a main highway or anything like that. So that's kind of nice. Other than that, I'm a father of 3 kids, 3, 8, and 13, boy, girl, and a boy. And if you've watched any of my videos, I guess you probably know that I am a Christian, and that my faith is extremely important to me, and that comes first in my life. And so I do go on tangents on some videos about in regard to that, because that's my worldview, and I know that everybody doesn't hold the same worldview, but that's where I come from. What else? Oh, for work, I am an e-commerce web developer. So I basically build websites for companies who sell things online, and I have clients all over the world. I guess I have a handful of clients here locally where I'm at, but I'd say more than half of my clients are globally located, and it's all e-commerce websites, and I'm a programmer. So I worked at Hewlett-Packard for 8 years, and when I worked there, I was a programmer there for half of the time. I was a build engineer, basically just taking software that the developers would program, and I would package that into an installable exe file that you could install. So that was my job there, and then the other half of my time at HP was I worked on digital printing presses, which is just a large format printing press. It's about the size of a full-size truck, and that was a really fun job. I had a lot of fun. Worked with some great guys there on that project, and I even went to Israel for a couple of weeks. The digital printing press company we bought in Israel was called Indigo, and got to go there and do a few things and take part in the build of a new press that we were working on. So that was pretty neat. And about 6 years ago, I left HP and went into business for myself as an e-commerce developer, and I've been doing that ever since. And the Lord has been gracious to me and has kept me busy for all of these years. And it's my hope that that continues. So I really enjoy working from home. I enjoy being available for my kids whenever they need me, and just the flexibility of that is really great. You know, I guess there's pros and cons to it, you know, but overall, I really do enjoy it, and it gives me the flexibility to you know, live anywhere. I don't have to commute, so there's no particular place I need to be. So one of the things I look forward to doing in the future is moving out of the city and getting out into the mountains and living there full time, and just buying land and building a house and having it all be paid for and be free of the debt system that we live in today. I think that is I think that's a responsible use of my resources, and I don't want to be too far. You know, I don't think I would want to be more than an hour away from a place where I can get resources, but I don't want to be in the city. So that's something that I look forward to doing, and as things progress in years to come, you'll probably see videos from this channel as I go through that process and get out of the city and become more self-sufficient. So it's something that I look forward to doing, and dual sport is going to be part of that adventure. It's going to be a big part of that adventure. It's a part of my life now, and I think that once you get into riding motorcycles, I don't know that there's any getting out of it. So I think I'm pretty well hooked. So yeah, so that's it, guys. That's Lowly Steward for you. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Subscribe if you're new. Like if you like it. God bless, and we'll see you next time.